Aw, thanks, Asaph.
Thanks,
Sure.
Asaph.
And
Good
welcome
morning,
to
everyone.
Wake Up Missoula. I am your host, Scott Raumph.
And I'm Noelle McFoot, and it is Monday morning.
Oh, you hit-
Sorry about that.
You pushed enter by mistake, and that takes to the next camera.
Well,
Yep, it goes to this camera. Hey. Alright, so first off, I want to talk about the weather. Just real quick, it's going to be nice and warm. It's going to be great. You can expect it to be 60 today, in the 60s.
oh my
But
gosh.
we haven't seen 60s back a couple months ago when I was a young man. It's 20 degrees currently. It is expected to get a high of 61 degrees and low into 31, so just below freezing temperature for the low. Tuesday, you can expect the high going to 64, and then of course the rain is going to cool things down a little bit, but by Friday, and hopefully through the weekend, it's going to be in the 60s. So.
Gosh, it's been just
It's
so
a great
warm
Monday.
lately.
It's
Yeah.
a great Monday. And you get out there, have some fun, go for a walk, climb the mountain, whatever. And
guys
yeah, there's
no snow.
there's definitely
If
no
you guys
snow.
take a look at our ski report, Big Sky has got 0 new inches of snow. Discovery's got 0 new inches of snow. Lookout, 0 new inches of snow. Lost Trail, 0 new inches of snow. Snowball, 0 new inches of snow. And Whitefish, there is no new
No.
snow anywhere.
No snow.
Say goodbye to winter and hello to spring, because that's what it looks like is happening.
It's like snow, but with like caps locks on the N-O. So
Yeah.
snow.
Yeah, unless it's gonna snow in April.
Well,
right?
it's gonna rain tomorrow and then a couple,
I
like
know.
on Wednesday and Thursday. So maybe it's probably gonna snow up in the mountains. So
Well, I'm
look
really
out for that.
curious as to like if it's gonna this spring, if it's gonna snow or if it's just gonna rain a bunch.
Yeah.
Because we've got to have moisture of some kind.
Yeah.
We really do. So we'll see. I'm very curious.
Well, speaking of snow that won't be covering up anything anytime soon is the Waterworks Hill has this. They did a peace sign. So if we switch to that camera, see they it's more than graffiti.
The way that they wrote this, though.
Oh wait, I'm gonna read it exactly the way I heard it in my head while I was reading it, and as I read it to Noelle as well. All right.
They just sensationalized this.
Are you guys ready? And there's a little subtext that says, "Vandals chop up rare plant to dig Missoula's peace sign." And this is a story by Martin Kidston. Missoula phlox is rare to the world, and now there's less of it. Vandals chopped up the rare plant while using hand tools and to carve a peace sign into the sensitive hillside overlooking downtown Missoula.
Sensitive hillside.
Sometime last week. Right, moving on. The rest of the city's residents, along with the summer tourists, will be looking at the dam. I know there's like a dash. It says look dash in at the damage until next year, or until receding efforts germinate on the arid North Hills sloped. Wait, arid?
I guess it's arid up
I guess
there,
it's germinate on the arid North Hills slope that's home to the phlox. We're in the peace and free expression, but when you're doing it in such a way that damages natural resources and habitat, it's a shame, says Morgan Valiant, conservative lands manager. The North Hills are our highest use conservative lands, and we significant time fixing the plant community and trails. It'll take time to bounce back from this kind of damage. All right, okay, so so here's another line. This is a line from it. Is like the crooked symbol was initially aligned with North Higgins Avenue and covers nearly 1 acre of ground. Valiant suspects it's the work of several individuals. These conservative lands out around town, the main reason for having them is to provide habitat, Valiant says. Wait, open spaces? People hike up there all the time.
Yeah.
We spend a significant amount of time and dollars on habitat enhancements and restoration. Now we're spending our dollars on areas damaged in the name of peace. All right.
It's so silly. It pretty much, it sounded like the article was like pretty sensationalizing this.
Yes, the Parks
Statement
Department
of
has spent
peace.
several $100s in staff time working to reclaim the damaged site thus far. It also spent more than $100 in seed.
So, so that those like flowers just grow around where that peace sign grew? Nowhere else on the hill?
Yeah.
Is that why they're freaking out so hard? Because just in that area, in a peace sign, those flowers grew. Nowhere else on the hill.
No, I don't know.
That's why they're freaking out so hard.
All right, and this is what it said. Okay, the vandals could face charges if their identity is brought to Missoula by the police department, and they could face death by hanging. What? No, that's
Yeah. Oh, whoops, read
no.
that.
Sorry, I totally read that wrong. They probably just they're not gonna get killed. But I'm issuing you a warrant, dead or alive. No.
It's so silly.
All right, it is ridiculous, but the native plant life is important here, and the biggest concern, the biggest problem with the native plant life here is because of the invasive species brought on by tourism.
Yeah. Like there are things that are gonna end up damaging them whether we like it or not. Like this was just a statement of peace. I don't know. I thought it was kind of nice, but I guess if you're damaging the habitat, you should be brought to justice. I don't know. Watch out.
Yeah.
Wherever you are, hide. They're coming for you.
Yeah.
The whole town has got their pitchforks.
Yes. We better watch out for these domestic terrorists drawing these peace signs on.
I bet it was that terrorist group in town.
I bet.
The rainbow people.
They're not terrorist people. Just saying, they're not. They're not.
They're not terrorists anymore.
But this is ridiculous. This is like one of those things that are blown way out of proportion.
Yeah.
Everything's being blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
And people.
Pay attention to something else. There are more important things in the city than if there's a peace sign.
My favorite line of this whole thing was the crooked symbol was initially aligned with the North Higgins Avenue.
The crooked symbol.
The crooked symbol.
The North Higgins Avenue gang.
No,
The line.
no, you're going down Higgins Avenue. You can see it on the mountain.
Yeah. Just the way that they said that. Yeah.
And they say it's going to affect tourism. Oh no.
Too bad.
All right. So that about does it for my editorial.
For
My editorial for the Missoulians, more than graffiti story. So you can check out that story on themissoulian.com for more information.
On the Montana.
But moving on to my next segment, I'm going to be showing a whole full schedule of brand new shows happening tonight on MCAT. There's a lot of stuff. And of course, our ever-going series of the Humanities of Montana Festival of the Book, and it is their last part of their series. It's their gala.
Part 100?
It's I think it's 16. So it's the last part of the Festival of the Book, and you can purchase it here at MCAT by calling 542-6228 if you want all of this and more. So here is the new programming on MCAT tonight.
Again, for all those reasons, we probably have the best opportunities for shale and tight oil production in this country than do others. Oh, and I didn't mention the others don't have the service company infrastructure that we have, whether it's the Halliburton, Schlumberger's, and the local companies like were mentioned earlier by Paul Polson. They just don't have it. Now, they can acquire it over time, and the big companies will go there, but with less viable resources and the prices we're seeing now, I think they're going to be a step behind for a while.
Great 15 years. And the magic happens, of course, between the writers, the amazing writers we have been able to have on the stage, and you. So I just got to be kind of the train conductor, and that's been fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing what someone else will do and sitting out there. Really sitting. I'm going to open this out in the lobby later, but in the interest of time, I want to say what I say every year, which is the best way to show your appreciation and your love for this event and for the great wealth of literature we have in our state is to go out there and buy a book.
Yep.
That's too bad that it's done forever.
It's done forever.
Why? Do we just not have funding, or No one wants to do it, or what?
I don't know. There's just many factors, and it was the last year, 15th year.
Aw, that's too bad.
Yep.
Wow, because I know that's so popular. That's such a popular event. Interesting. Interesting.
Yes, and you can find out these videos and more on our webpage at wakeupmissoula.wix.com/wakeupmissoula. You can also follow us on Twitter. You could like us on our Facebook page. Not to mention you could like MCAT on our Facebook page. And also MCAT is also on Twitter, so you can see what new programs happening on MCAT as it happens in live time. And of course, don't forget to log on to mcat.org to find out more information, especially about our wonderful, wonderful summer camps that are coming up. And you can sign up your kids up today, or maybe tomorrow if you feel like it. Sometime before the summer, because winter's ending, spring's beginning, and spring is our season to advertise all our summer camps happening, starting in June 20-somethingth.
Yeah.
And then July 6th to the 10th, and then again, so yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening.
Totally. Yeah.
So check it out, log on, call us at 542-6228 to sign up or be a part of MCAT, because we're open to anybody to come in and do their own program, show, or whatever. But that about does it for all my stuff I'm talking about. I'm sure that you have some events.
I do have some events today. So, starting up first this morning is Family Fun Time at Mismo Gymnastics, starting at 9:30 a.m. This is an open gym for ages walking to 12 years of age. They offer a supervised and safe environment full of obstacle courses, trampolines, and foam pits. It's $5 for members, $8 for non-members. Bitterroot Gymnastics has got their preschool playgroup going on from 11 to 12 today. This is for ages walking to 5 years. It's $8 to drop in, $12 for siblings. They set up different activities and stations around the gym, and then parents and children get to choose what they want. They get to move all around. Yeah. There is yoga for wellness at the Learning Center at Red Willow. This goes on every Monday from 12 to 1. It's an ongoing class. You can join anytime. $4 to $5 for 6 weeks, or $10 to drop in. It's a well-rounded mix of gentle, restorative, and energizing yoga poses, as well as breathwork, guided meditation, mindfulness, and relaxation techniques. Montgomery Distillery has got their Moscow Monday. Every Monday they redistribute the wealth out into the community. So it's $1 from each drink sold goes to the charity of the night. And they never tell me what it is. I don't know. Zootown Arts Community Center, they've got the Young Artists After School program starting at 3:30 today. It's an after-school program that teaches kids the fundamentals of art through history, techniques, and purposes while experimenting with a variety of fun mediums. And so they promote the artistic, creative, intellectual development of children by engaging in conversation about creativity, exploring media, and its uses. Top Out Lounge has got the Raising the Dead. They've got the 2 hours of the 40 years of Grateful Dead shows. It's live recorded shows from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s from 5 to 7 every Monday. Scrabble is at the Missoula Public Library, Mondays 6 to 8. You can hop in with a group or bring your own group, or, just go there and go crazy. Maybe do it by yourself. Mondays 6 to 8. Plonk has got their service industry night, so if you work in the service industry, you can go in there and ask for a special menu and you get discounted items. University of Montana, they've got their massage clinics back. It starts at 6. It's from 6 to 9, Monday through Thursday. So March 9th through 12th, 16th to the 19th, and then 23rd to 26th. So the month of March. Massages are $12 for 20 minutes, $20 for 40 minutes, and you can call the office to sign up, 243-4753. Oh, and they're in the Skaggs building, and there's cash or check only. Yeah. There is a film at the Missoula Public Library tonight at 6:30. It's put on by Transition Missoula, and it's called Power of Community, How Cuba Survived Peak Oil. And so that's tonight from 6:30 to 8:30 at the Missoula Public Library in the large meeting room. It's free, and it has a discussion to follow, and I actually have the trailer for it right here. So I'm going to show you guys that. So, check it out.
breakup of the Soviet Union in the early 1990s created a major economic crisis in Cuba known as the Special Period.
So we have, from 1989 to 1993, a free fall of the economy of 34% of GDP, gross domestic product. When I tell you free fall of the economy, trying to imagine an airplane suddenly lose their engines. It was really a crash.
Cuba lost 80% of its export and import markets. Oil imports dropped by more than half. Buses stopped running, factories closed, electricity blackouts were common, and food was scarce. People almost starved.
In reality, when this all began, it was a necessity. People had to start cultivating vegetables wherever they could.
Over the next decade, Cuba took drastic steps to find solutions. It is the first country to face the crisis that we will all face, the peak oil crisis.
Yeah, sounds pretty intense. So that'll be at the public library tonight. Up next, there is another movie. It's at the Roxy Theater. It's called Queen of the Sun, What Are the Bees Telling Us? And so it's a kickoff to the National Wildlife Federation. It's National Wildlife Week at the Roxy. And so it's learning, so this movie is about bees, their disappearance, and how you can help. And I also have the trailer for that one too. So check this out as well.
The relationship of bees and flowers is one of the most beautiful co-evolutionary relationships we have. Bees are the legs of plants.
Beekeepers, they are chosen by bees. You can brush by mustache. And they like.
If bees left this world, I wouldn't like it because there would be no honey, and no fruit.
Colony collapse disorder is the bill we are getting for all we have done to the bees.
If we didn't have bees to pollinate our crops, we'd have to eat just bread and oatmeal, all the time, and a couple of nuts.
If bees are dying, birds will be dying, plants will be dying.
We could call it colony collapse disorder of the human being, too. Steiner's prediction has come true.
So many of the problems we face come down to one thing, and that is monoculture.
The bees can't even live there. They'll starve to death.
From the point of view of nature, it's insane.
And we've bred a race of super mites with every new chemical we throw at them.
Pesticides came from warfare. And of course, they instantly kill the pollinators.
When you see an airplane spraying, there's this tremendous feeling of not being able to do anything. I really don't want to lose them.
I'm really finding out why I'm beekeeping is to keep that going for my children's children.
Our very lives depend on beekeeping. The bees sort of let me know, go ahead, we'll help you. Honeybee sanctuaries are springing up like mushrooms in this country.
All right, sweet. I mean, it only had a couple seconds left, Scott. Don't jump the gun. It's almost done. There's a sweet, whatever. Okay. Pam Gardner is going to be at the Loft in Missoula. She's going to read her recently published book of thoughtful essays, Going Deeper, Reflections on Challenge and Change. Refreshments will be served. And so up next, that's everything for Monday. And so in between, we're going to do Asaph's segment. So Asaph, are you ready to talk about your segment?
Yes, I am.
So we have a clip we're going to show.
Yeah, we have a clip from the original Lawrence Welk show back in '55, and we're featuring Myron Florin. He was best known as the accordionist for the show.
Okay. Cool.
Myron, come over here. You greet the folks too this evening. Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you very much. It's really wonderful to be able to go coast to coast and see all of our friends way back in the Midwest and in the East, Lawrence. And we hope we can do it for a long, long time. Good.
So what can you tell us about it, Asaph?
Well, what's interesting about him is he had that gig from 1950 to 1980.
Sweet.
That's a sweet gig to have that steady work as a musician that many years.
Yeah.
And you don't hear accordion players playing that caliber every week.
Oh, no.
He was inducted into the Scandinavian American Hall of Fame, the International Polka Music Hall of Fame in 1990. So it's quite an accomplishment for playing that type instrument.
Yeah.
Along with the concerts and the recordings he's done throughout his life.
Yep. Does it say how many recordings he's got?
Not on this information here, but he's done a lot. He's done like 200 appearances a year when he was not on the Lawrence Welk show, just performing throughout his life. It's a lot of work.
That is a lot of work.
For just playing an accordion.
Yeah.
So I thought
awesome.
I'd want to feature this man here today.
Did it say what age he started playing?
Yeah, he was a child, and according to history, it saved his life because he had some health issues, and so the exertion from squeezing the box strengthened his heart and everything.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Caused him to be
Interesting.
able to play, yeah.
That's awesome. That's really awesome.
Myron Florin.
Cool. Is there anything else you can tell us about him?
I'd like to find an accordion player like him one day on my own show.
Yeah, right. That'd be cool. Okay, cool. Thanks, Asaph.
Thanks, Asaph. And that was Musical Notes with Asaph.
Yes, it was. And then up next, we've got Tuesday events. So there's a beginning oil painting at 9 a.m. at the Lifelong Learning Center tomorrow. And so it'll just introduce you to a medium of oils to produce a solid foundation in the color wheel, color theory, color mixing, values, temperature, and much more. Lifelong Learning Center, they've got beginning photo editing with Photoshop Elements, also at 9 tomorrow. You can learn how to use the Photoshop Elements 13 to crop, rotate, affect colors, and much more in your favorite pictures. And so they want you to bring a CD or flash drive of 100 or less pictures to edit and share at the first class. There is face painting at the Children's Museum of Missoula from 11 to 11:30 tomorrow. Montana Distillery, they've got their Mule-tastic Tuesdays, where this is their pint night. They give back to the community $1 from each drink sold. It goes back to the charity of the night. And it doesn't say what it is, but it was, obviously nonprofit. 12 to 8 tomorrow. Missoula Public Library, they've got a teen volunteer orientation starting at 3:30. You can learn about ways to volunteer, playing games, and learn new skills. Ages 13 to 19, 3:30 to 5 tomorrow. There is a women's support group at 6 p.m. tomorrow at the Learning Center at Red Willow. It's called The Beauty of Imperfection, and it's women's support group. It's Tuesdays, March 10th to April 21st from 6 to 7:30, $145 for the 6-week course. And this is a support group for women that feel a little insecure about themselves, or feel like you aren't good enough, or you can't keep up, or like your quest for perfection gets in the way of happiness and self-love. And so they explore the path towards graceful imperfection and self-acceptance. There's Picking Circle at the Top Hat Lounge. Is every Tuesday from 6 to 8, where bluegrass-oriented musicians come down to the raised seating booths and jam. There is a 5-week screen printing class at the Zootown Arts Community Center starting at 6 p.m. tomorrow. It is a perfect introduction and further discovery into the world of screen printing. So you learn the fundamentals of screen printing. And after class, you will have the proficiency and confidence to coat and expose screens. Yeah, so if you're interested in that, check out the ZAC tomorrow at 6 p.m. The Missoula Public Library, they've got their system check starting at 6:30. This is the official gamers club for all ages. They have video games on 120-inch screen TV. Favorites include Minecraft, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and Mario Kart. They also have tabletop games. They've got board games. They have new Dungeons & Dragons starter set. And I'm sure they've got Magic too. From 6 to 8:30 in the large meeting room tomorrow. There is a hands-on ramen club.
You okay?
Yeah, my foot slipped on the pedal.
Okay.
There's a hands-on ramen class at the Good Food Store tomorrow at 6:30, $35. And they're going to make vegetarian cold noodle salad, pork with broth, noodles, and spinach, vegetarian cold noodle salad, and another vegetarian cold noodle salad. Yeah.
Cool beans.
Yeah, pretty much. And there's a documentary on China tomorrow at the Roxy Center starting at 7 p.m. It's called The Land of Many Places.
Nice.
And so it is about... so in recent years, China has chosen to undertake a fascinating epic feat of social engineering by relocating 250 million people from their rural homes into newly built cities to encourage modernization, combat poverty, and consolidate political control. So, yeah, great.
Yeah.
This follows a government official whose job is to convince the farmers of Ordos, China, that their lives will be better off in the city, and a farmer in one of the last remaining villages in the region who is being pressured to move. And so after the 60-minute documentary, the co-director and producer will hold a question and answer session with the audience.
Wow. I wish I could see that. That actually is very interesting.
Yeah, it sounds
I
really
watched a documentary on It's the Long Train. It's like the world's largest migration of people.
Oh, wow.
For the Chinese New Year's, China takes a bunch of trains and they go across to see their relatives.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They go from the city to there, and that's exactly what it is. It's like modernization in the city, and they all have to go back to the rural roots.
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't know. I mean, like they did the same thing, and when they first became communist in around the 50s, and like over half the population pretty much died of starvation.
Wow.
And it was just like,
what do you expect?
Like, yeah, you have a lot of people, but you need to be able to find ways to feed your people.
Exactly. Like, that's why...
You put them in a city, it's like, how are you going to feed them if you put them in a city?
And if there's no one farming and out in rural villages farming, like, how are you going to get food?
Yeah, so this is an interesting documentary, and I highly suggest it because their history has always been met with, I guess, tragic, events.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad.
Yeah, definitely. It is sad. I've got one event left. Is the Wilderness Lecture Series at the U tomorrow, put on by this week's speaker is Bruce Smith. He is a science writer and wildlife biologist. He's talking about the mountain goat and American wilderness icon. It's free and open to the public. Yeah, so that's what I've got for today and tomorrow. As always, you can check out MissoulaEvents.net, the newspaper, or the Independent.
Yep. And tonight there's a city council meeting happening at 7 p.m. Go there, voice your concerns. You have about 3.5 minutes to voice your concern and public comment if you so choose to do so. And also the Bonner Community Council is meeting today at the Bonner School in Bonner. Who knew?
Wow.
And I think they're going to have a couple speakers come on there.
Cool.
So check that out.
Nice.
All right, so that about does it for that. I do have a musical clip I do want to show.
Cool.
I filmed a musical thing last Valentine's Day, and this is the Dodgy Mountain Men, so let's take a look. Yep.
Nice.
There's a little taste of the Dodgy Mountain Men, and their full video will be on MCAT's music channel, MCAT Music, so you can find that pretty easily. So if you can also like MCAT Music if you go to on Facebook, MCAT Music. Be sure to like, and you can see the video, which will be posted tomorrow, Tuesday. So that the whole video, all 30 minutes of the Dodgy Mountain Men's playing and living room session will be available online tomorrow night.
Cool. Nice.
So yeah, check it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that about does it. I don't have much else to talk about. I did skip the trending videos, but most of the trending things that are going on right now are the football NFL draft, going to different teams and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
You can look that up if you're interested in that kind of stuff as well. And yeah, I mean, I got nothing else to say. If you want to learn more information about Wake Up Missoula, you can log on to wakeupmissoula.wix.com/wakeupmissoula. You can follow us on Twitter. You can like us on Facebook. You can also like MCAT on our Facebook page, along with follow us on Twitter to see all the current programming and future programming that's happening on our MCAT channel 189 and 190.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh, yep. So
Pretty much.
Everything else to say, Noelle?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, or not. You have the choice to make it however you want to do today, but it's gonna be a nice day.
Yes, it is.
All right. Take it away, Asaph.
We'll see you Wednesday.